simply cannot stand by and allow this to continue. Too many lives are at stake. Meanwhile, continued military actions and mobilization now threaten the very stability and territorial integrity which are vital for Ethiopia and for the region. Today our messages are to all parties. Today our messages are clear and simple. First, it's paramount that all parties must immediately facilitate the provision of life-saving humanitarian aid to those who desperately need it in line with international humanitarian law. Second, we need an immediate end to the fighting. Civilians must be protected. Third, we need all parties to the conflict to embrace negotiations towards a lasting political solution. Fourth, that chilling hate speech, dehumanizing language, and incitement to violence must end. Accountability is imperative. Fifth, we need an inclusive and Ethiopian-led national dialogue that includes all regions and stakeholders. We cannot wait any longer to act on these 5 important steps. Mr. President, Ethiopia has been an inspiring example of peace and stability in Africa. Ireland's relationship with Ethiopia is one of our oldest and closest on the African continent. We remain deeply committed to supporting Ethiopia and its people. It is also shocking and tragic that the entire country now risks being overrun by violence and conflict. This unnecessary war must end now. All sides in Ethiopia must turn the tide towards peace and now steer the country back to where the people of Ethiopia deserve to be, on a hopeful pathway to peace. Thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the representative of Ireland for her statement. I now give the floor to the representative of Tunisia.
Thank you, Mr. President. I take the floor on behalf of the A3+1, namely Kenya, Niger, Tunisia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, on the developing situation in Ethiopia. I wish to express our sincere condolences to the government and people of Niger for the heinous terrorist attack that took place recently in the country. I thank His Excellency President Obasanjo, the African Union High Representative for the Horn of Africa, and Under-Secretary General for Political and Peace-Building Affairs, Ms. Rosemary DiCarlo, for their insightful presentations. We thank President Obasanjo for his extensive efforts within the African Union-led process, and we welcome in this regard the communique of the African Union Peace and Security Council issued today on the situation in Ethiopia. I also welcome the participation of the permanent representative of Ethiopia. Mr. President, 1 month after our last meeting, the situation in Ethiopia continues to deteriorate dangerously, especially during the last 2 weeks, bringing the sister nation every day closer to a full-scale civil war, which, if not stopped immediately, could result to unprecedented violence and widespread atrocities and threaten the unity and territorial integrity of Ethiopia, with the potential to occasion destabilizing effects in the wider region. The A3+1 is deeply concerned over the escalation of military confrontation in northern Ethiopia and its expansion to the Amhara and Afar regions, as well as about its impacts on the humanitarian front. Once more, we highlight that the priority at this stage is to achieve an immediate ceasefire, which is crucial to allow for an unrestricted humanitarian access to the affected communities, as well as for the re-establishment